Hi everyone, welcome back to Love Matters with Belle. If you are new here, you are welcome. We are glad to have you on this page, and this is Belle. And on this page, we talk about relationships and relationships, including your friendships, your marriages, courtship, whatever shape it is. So you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's very encouraging to, you know, see people commenting or, liking or even subscribing. It's really encouraging. Thank you so much. And if you have not subscribed, please do not leave this place without hitting that subscribe button. Some people they send me a message and say they try to subscribe, is asking them to log in. Yes, of course you have to log in. So just log in with your email. In that way you can just click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so that if I post a video, you'll be able to watch it and get the alert. Okay, thank you so much once again, guys. And today we're rounding up the last episode of Love Languages. So we are rounding up the Love Languages series today, and I'm so glad that we were able to do it, guys. Seriously, it's not easy to, I hail all the YouTubers. It's not really easy to do all these things, but yeah, as long as the information, for me, it's not about the beauty of the post or all of them. Yeah, they are important, but for me it's the message and the impact it's making, and I believe it's making an impact, and I'm grateful to have this platform, to have you here, and for us to share from our little experiences. So guys, today we are going to be discussing respect. Respect is really a big thing, especially in our part of the world. For those of us that are from Africa, respect is like a big thing in our culture. And when we talk about respect, it's usually geared towards the men, because biblically the Bible instructed us as women to, respect, submit to our husbands, and instructed them to love us. So I feel like God is already seeing, he already saw, and he see that people, like ladies in general, we have the tendencies of being stubborn. We have the tendencies of, because we have the ability to utilize our skill at different things, we have a lot of abilities, so we have the chances to look at the men and be like, oh my gosh, you're so slow, and things like that. So he gave it as an instruction because he wants us to do it, not for the men but for him. Okay, so, and this topic is something that for everybody. So now for me, I will say that for this respect, respect is not generalized. Respect is different to everyone. So for me, what my husband will call disrespect could be different from what your own husband will call disrespect. So what it means is that for you to even know how to respect your man, your partner, your husband, you need to first of all know who they are, what they like, how to approach them. You need to know the person first to know what is a norm and what is a no-no to them, because it's those no-nos that when you make them yes, it becomes disrespect. Okay, if I'm making sense. So definition of respect, they said respect according to, so I'm looking down here, guys, because I've got my system, so I'm reading some things that I have left open for this video. So they said respect is a deep admiration for someone because of what? Their qualities, because of their achievements, and because of their abilities. So when you respect someone solely because of their qualities, their achievements, and their abilities. That kind of respect is known as earned respect. So we have two types of respect, earned and given. So this earned respect is the respect that is based on qualities, based on achievement, is based on what the person did. Oh, he provides for me, especially for instance, you married, let's say, rich man or something like that. You are respecting him because he's rich, for instance, or maybe you like those kind of respect are when you take off those achievements, when you take off those abilities, that respect is no longer there. That's earned respect. Then another type of respect is giving respect, and this is the type of respect we're talking about in relationship according to God's standard. And another definition that goes with it a bit from Google is giving due regards to the feelings, wishes, and the right of others. You see? So now let's remove the others and the right of your spouse. Giving due regards to the feelings, rights, and the desires and the wishes of your spouse. So what it means is you don't agree with their thoughts. You think their feelings, it's wrong the way they are feeling. You think what they are wishing for, desiring, it's unachievable, but you just respect it. You don't go, I know it more than you. You don't know anything. Every time you're too childish, you're blah, 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 you're unrealistic. That is you disrespecting them. So respect means, even though it doesn't rhyme with your own beliefs, your feelings, and you think they are wrong or whatever it is, you still have to regard it. You still have to validate it. You don't have to slap it on their face or chuck it or whatever. That is the kind of respect you give, not because they are making sense at that time, not because they are saying what you want to hear at that time, not because their action is actually, it's not because they end it. This is respect you are giving. Now for me, I feel like, why are you doing it? Why are you giving it? Because you feel you're giving that respect because of God. Now that takes us to the Bible. The Bible says in Ephesians, which is the place that most men when my dad would want to advise me, he'll be like, Ephesians 5, like I already know Ephesians 5:21, wife, submit to your husband and all those things. That is our go-to when we discuss this context. But the truth of the matter is, if you are a Christian and you're doing your marriage God's way, you don't have a choice now than to follow the standard of God. Okay? So, and the Bible says, if you use TPT, he says, and out of your reverence for Christ, be supportive of each other in love. So when you check other translations, like the Message, it will say, out of respect for God. You see? Out of respect for God, you should cautiously reverence one another. So when you talk about reverencing one another, it means you are actually going to respect your spouse, not just when he earned it or when he deserves it, but you're going to do it even when he doesn't deserve it, because you're doing it out of respect for God. So if you're single here, seriously, when you keep seeing posts like find your purpose, find your whatever, know yourself, blah, 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 before you get married. And some people will read it and be like, we've heard this thing all the time. The truth is that when you get married, getting married is like going into a covenant with God. God, I am going to reverence this man all the days of my life out of respect for you. Now, if as a single person, when I still have the clarity and the right to say a no to proposal, I did not utilize it. If as a single, I did not get to know what kind of person am I, For me, I am a very verbal person. I'm a very friendly. I'm very extremely outgoing. And I can compromise a lot for people. Sometimes it comes across as you trying to keep friends, but the thing is, it comes to me like to compromise. Okay, so now I have always known that if I get married, I will want to stay married. So I've always known that, okay, I'm not going to marry a man because of what they have. I want to marry a man that I will be able to respect. I want to marry a man that, and seriously, when I think this way in those days, it's not like there was any relationship person that coached me or anything. But I think because I was born and raised up in a family home, in a Christian home, I think I over time I've seen, I've heard, I've learned, and those things have molded me into becoming this kind of person that have decided that, okay, marriage is actually beautiful, but for me to stay married, I need to marry a man that I can respect, a man that I will truly love, a man that I can forgive. Do you understand? So if as a single, when I was single and I was dating my husband, and I was just dating him every time. The totality of my life now lies in that relationship. I'm not going to school. I'm not building a career. I'm not learning anything. When I was dating my husband, I was doing business. I was in school. Do you understand? So one thing I knew that this man is going to be my husband is that for everything I was doing, he was very supportive. Like, if you take him off the equation, my accomplishments would have been more strenuous to achieve or longer to achieve. Do you understand? So he was always supporting me and making me achieve faster than I should or I could. Do you understand? Even when I will have storms on the way, he will push me. He encourages me. He will be like, don't give up. You understand? There was a time I had problem in school. If not for him, I was very bitter, I was devastated and all those things, but he pushed me. He literally took me to, do a lot of things and just move ahead. So if you are in a relationship and you are not seeing your life better, like you're in a relationship but you're better off being single. So if you take off that relationship, it doesn't matter in your life. I don't think you should be in that relationship. Relationships, the name, relationship. I think I'm deviating, but that's okay. The name, relationship, the people, and the mode of transportation. So if the person is not going to transport you from your dreams to your reality, I don't know why you should be in that relationship. So if you're in a relationship with a guy that you don't think you can respect, or you're respecting him because of what he has, or you're respecting him because he is a first class candidate, or you're respecting him because he has chances of traveling out tomorrow, or you're respecting him because his whole family members are outside, so you'll be getting so. If you are in a relationship for the wrong reason, when you get married to that person, that is where you will see that respect, all these things are hard work. And the funny thing, or the highest or the height of it all, is that God expects you to respect that undeserving man. So that means in marriage, respect is not reciprocal. So that means if you stubbornly and blindly or out of selfishness go into a relationship out of what you're getting from it, out of what is in it for you, and not because this person actually can, enable me to respect God by respecting him, kind of thing, then you are going to be in a relationship, in a marriage, where you will continually keep sinning against God, because this person will continually offend you and put you in a place where you will keep disrespecting him. And you will keep disrespecting this person, and adversely you are disrespecting God, because you are disrespecting the master and the orchestrator of marriage. So if you are single, make a good decision. It affects everything about your life. It affects your Christian race. It affects everything, your mental state. If you marry a man, if you know you're in a relationship where if they remove all the things this person have, the benefits that you get from it, you don't see that person as someone that deserves your regards. I think you should check very well. Now let's rush. So I've mentioned that respect is two, earned and given, and we've mentioned that the giving respect is the type that God expects of us. So that means we give it to people not because they deserve it. Wives, this is verse 22. Wives, understand and support your husband in ways that show your support for Christ. Still the same thing. So when you are supporting your husband, let's change it to respect. When you're respecting your husband, you are actually respecting God. So that means if you're not respecting your husband, you are disrespecting God. Now, God don't care why or who the husband is. Now, for husband, provide leadership to his wife the way Christ will to the church. So now, for you as a man, you know, men will always be like, respect, respect, respect. But do you know that the Bible says that you need to provide leadership? Leadership in the way Christ will provide leadership. So the way you talk to your wife, the way you humiliate her in front of people, in front of the kids, in front of your family, the way you discuss her with your friends, the way you try to downgrade her and demean her. Let me ask you, does that portray a true leader? That does not portray a true leader. And you know what? Respect is actually for leaders. You understand? So now, if you marry a woman who does not understand verse 22 of this Bible verse, and she's the kind of woman that gives respect based on you earning it. So respect is reciprocal. If you respect me, I'll respect you kind of woman. You will be in a marriage where you are disrespected just because of your poor leadership skill. So do not be the reason why that woman will keep sinning against God. Because even though she will account for her sin, God will also judge you for making her sin continually. So as a man, wear a leadership attribute. Men are like, be respectful. Let her look at you and just respect and submission is just easy. If you love this woman like the way you're supposed to love her, if you give her that regard the way you need to, if you exalt her and carry her, make her like, you know, the queen that she deserves to be, there is no way she will not respect you. Women do because they have men that are ready to do the with them. I can't remember my husband and myself sitting down and my husband, but there are some men that they talk like women. There are some men that can quarrel like women. You know, and when you have such thing, already it's not a quality of a leader. So you and the woman now, who is the leader? So please, as a man, be like, you know, make use of the authority God has given to you. Let's check another Bible verse, King James. For this man, he said, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. He is the savior of the body. Did you see? You are the head of your wife. So heads, carry yourself with that, you know, that graciousness. Don't bring down yourself to a place where you're discussing your wife with people. Don't bring down yourself to a place where you think that you have to tarnish the image of your wife to be the man of the house. Because the truth is that she's your neck. So no matter what you do, what you say, you are just destroying the whole of your body. Okay? So another Bible verse, the Message, for that husband. Okay, we've read the Message. TPT, for that husband, which is verse 23. It said, and to the husbands, you are to demonstrate love for your wives with the same tender devotion that Christ demonstrated to us. Tender devotion. You are devoted to treat this woman with tenderness. So if you are doing your own, that woman will always, like, submission will become easy. I'm not saying that you have to do that for her, because the truth is, women, just as I've said, whether he's doing it or he's not doing it, you will answer on the judgment day for yourself. So that means, single, when you're choosing, choose someone that it will be easy for you to respect. Because even now that you're married, marriage is not easy when you are even married to someone that you can easily respect. Talk more of when you're married to someone that you don't think they deserve your respect. Okay, so now let's quickly go down to 8 respectful behaviors. So how will you know that you're respectful? Just as I said, you need to study the person you are married to, because in that way you will be able to know what respect means to them. So to my husband, he's a very calm person. So respect for him is, if we have a problem or disagreement, if I want to talk, I shouldn't raise my voice. And for me, I grew up knowing that you express your emotion by raising your voice. So it's not even a thing of trying to be disrespectful, but trying to, a kind of, you need to know I'm angry and you need to hear me kind of thing. But because I married someone who sees it as disrespect, it's a hard thing for me to start adjusting and, making effort to, tame my voice when I'm angry and all those things. If my husband is angry, you have to eavesdrop to hear his voice. But me, you don't need to just stand on the corridor, you hear my voice, because I'll be loud. Now, it took me time to even know that that is disrespectful for him. You understand? And I will tell you that I'm a work in progress. Nobody is perfect. So sometimes I'm angry, I'm like, babe. Then I'll be like, auntie, calm down. Then another thing he will complain is when I'm angry, if we're in the room, then I will leave him in the room and go to the sitting room alone. Because he's not that kind of person. He's not a trouble person. Now, to him, that's disrespect. To me, that's me showing you that I'm angry. You need to know that I'm angry so that I will be scarce, so that that aloneness will pepper your body. That's my own version of my behavior. Did you see? But to him, it's disrespect. So now, if I'm having issue with him and we're in the room when it happened, I'm like, baby, I disagree with this thing you're saying, blah, 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 blah. I will have to stay in that bed. Do you understand? So now you see that from his own perspective, disrespect is coming from the tone of my voice and my action, or probably my body languages. So that means you need to know the person to know what disrespect is to him. Another person, for instance, if he's another man, maybe it will be the words you said. Like some ladies, when they are angry, they use the wrong words and all those things. So to the man, he might not care that you're raising your voice, because he is also a shouter kind of thing. So the shouting is not disrespect for him, but the words will be disrespect. So you really need to know who you're married to in order to know what respect means to them. But there are some basic behaviors that portrays respect. Things like listening to one another. So that means you are saying my husband is a very good listener. It's me that listening became something I have to learn. So when you're talking, when you're complaining, the person will listen. When you don't finish, my husband will be like, are you done? You now be like, yes, I'm done. When he wants to say he's done, when he says something, I'll now remember. I'll be like, baby, he'll be like, let me finish. You see? So interrupting him is a sign of disrespect. So it's something that I learned over the years. So for some people, it's something that you may not know. You were just doing it. Then after every issue with your husband, he will still be very angry because of the way the whole thing went. You understand? Those little behavior in between the cascading. You understand? So try and learn and communicate with each other what respect means to you as a man. Tell your wife. Avoid negativity. So make excuses for each other. Okay? Being respectful means that, for instance, sometimes I hate when my husband eats and leave the bone in the plate and keep it in the sink. Okay? So sometimes now when I come to that sink, to be sincere, sometimes I'm like, I'm very angry. Like, especially when he would now wash his hand inside the thing, I'll be like, I hate washing plate. Talk more of that stinky thing, Now, another time when I come and sit, I'll just smile and be like, hey, baby, because I have talked and talked and talked, and I'm seeing he's not changing. So when I now sit, I'll be like, You know the way they will say your husbands are like a woman, is our nature to nurture. So our husbands are still like our big baby kind of thing. When I look at, so sometimes make excuses. Don't attack everything. Okay, avoid being negative at all time. Make effort. You don't have to fight for everything. You don't have to, complain about literally everything. Talk to him, not about him. So talk to your wife about her behavior that you don't like. Don't go and talk to your sister or your brother or your in-laws. The same to you women. Don't go and discuss your husband's weaknesses with your family, because your family will not easily forget. You understand? If you must discuss, like it's gotten to the point that you need to share it with people that have the interest of you both equally. Not going to share with your people that will support only you and disregard your husband's own point of view. Be emotionally empathetic, guys. Value your spouse's opinion. Practice politeness, courtesy, and kindness, and listen again graciously. So practice it. All these things are skill. Nobody is born perfect, okay? But when it comes to respect, if you marry a man that wants respect, you have to make effort. You have to make effort, because that's your way of showing him love. And you as a man, respect your wife. Don't disrespect her or disgrace her outside. I've seen, the reason I'm saying this or hammering this is that I've seen it happen. Then you are disregarding or disrespecting your wife outside. You think they will respect you. I don't understand it, because if I see a man talking about the wife in a very, very, disrespectful way, no matter what she did, I will even look at her and be like, you can't even protect your own. You can't even shelter your wife. You can't even treat her with tenderness. She is a woman, So I hope we're able to get that respect is a high regard that we place on our spouses. And respect doesn't mean that when you are offended or when you see your husband or your wife do something wrong, you can't confront them because you're respecting them. You can actually get angry at your spouses, because we cannot not have disagreement. We cannot not have disagreement. So we can always disagree, but we have to eventually agree. And even in disagreement, we need to ensure that we are not using the wrong words, and you need to know the tone you're using on the person that comes off disrespectful and all that. I hope that this video blesses you, and I hope that you understand that you have to give respect, not just to the husband or the wife that aimed it, but because you're doing it for God. So thank you guys once again for coming back, and have a beautiful evening. Enjoy this video. Subscribe, like, and comment, and remember to share your opinion, share your views, and share the video with your loved ones. Thank you, and love you all.